my team, my run team, and today we're just going to have a quick chat to Steph. Steph is running her marathon. How many marathons you've done?
2 and a 50k ultra.
2 and a 50k. So her goal for this one is to run non-stop for the whole race. She's been smashing her goals all year. Has PBs in the 5, 10, 15 and 21.1 so far, and we're hoping to add tomorrow a 42.2 to that.
Yes.
So Steph, just quick basic chat, how you found my run team and what you've thought about the process, and how's it been since?
Yeah, so it's been really good. Like, Cal's been really approachable with everything. Started off, you know, how many days a week do you want to train? What type of commitments you've had, like what with working full time, how long can you train during the week, and when do you want to do your long runs? So we sort of tailored everything around that. And then, you know, at the beginning, I was saying the run process was too slow, and you're like, trust the process. And then we started getting a bit faster at parkrun, and all of a sudden the threshold changed. And next thing, yeah, it was bang on target. So yeah, everything now that the race day's here, it's like when I look at some of the programs, I'm like, oh no, what am I doing to myself? This is like too hard. But then I don't think about it and I do it, and it actually works out to be exactly what the plan was. So it's going really well.
Yeah, cool. And one of the things that I admire so much about you is your commitment to the consistency and the trust in the plan. But you're a busy woman anyway. You're getting up at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning to do your training sessions, then come home, look after the family, get them ready, and then off to work. Yeah. Long day. So hats off to you. Really inspiring in that sense. So I guess, how did you find my run team in the first place?
So I've known Cal for a while through other, I guess, social media channels, platforms with Physio Cream and Revies. So I approached Cal back at the beginning of the year after we met up at a parkrun, and I basically said, hey, I've seen your program, what can you do regarding coaching? So we've been doing a virtual online platform for the last 6 months now.
Yep. Yeah. And how have you found that so far? Yeah.
Fantastic. Like, I really liked it. A few people, once I sort of had said to people what I've been doing and who I've been training with, a few of my friends have actually been asking, and I think one of my friends have actually signed up recently. Yeah, Chrissy's just signed up, so she's starting out with her own personal goals, so it's really good. That's good.
And any specific sessions that you've really loved?
I don't say I really like the hill sessions. They're not my favourites, hence next Thursday I'm going to be saying some very nice words to the hills when I get back into them for the next round.
That's right.
But yeah, some of them are really good, like the interval sessions, like when you're doing like the fast tempo parts and coming down. So they're really good to push during those ones. Mm-hmm. But they're probably my favourite ones. And then just going out for the easy runs as well as having that, and just going with no sort of time zone, and just going with the run, how the body feels as well.
Yep. And how have you found the other sessions? Like you just said, the longer runs?
The longer runs are good. So for me, I think I've done all of my longer runs now that we've done the Gold Coast Marathon block, and then we move into the next block as of next week, because we're going to go to the Sydney Blackmore's 21k program, so everything will start revolving around sort of speed work and tempo. It's good. So the long runs, they're not going to be so long anymore.
Well, not as long as you did. What was the longest one you did?
I think the longest run I did was 32k, which is a 4-hour run. But in that we also had a 21k race as well. So yeah, so it worked in well. I did get a few questions from some people locally, why didn't I go any further? Like, that was what was on my plan, and that's what we went with.
Yep. So one of the things that I like to do is be flexible, and as you said, you're starting a new block next week. That will obviously depend on how you pull up on Monday, and whether we can get you out running again to those sort of levels. Because obviously you put your body through a lot through a marathon, and especially in your case because you are diabetic. So you have a lot more challenges in your own training as well as race day, especially. So
yeah, actually the other day I had an issue. I think on Wednesday I woke up and my blood sugars were too low, so I had to eat more food than I anticipated before I went running first thing in the morning, because it wasn't going to work otherwise. So that was a challenge. And then obviously making sure I have my own fuel and nutrition on course, because I can't rely on anything on course, knowing that 90% of the stuff on course is stuff I can't have. So yeah, that's a challenge as well in itself.
But you've managed to push through some of the harder sessions and the long runs, and you've done some practices, trying to figure out what is working for you.
Yeah, so I've got a plan of making sure that I fuel at certain kilometres and obviously drink at certain different points as well to make sure that everything works well.
Yeah, so do you want to talk about your plan?
So for me, I'm going to have my hydration vest with my Bendy Light fuel in it. So that's a sugar-free electrolyte, and I will be trying to have a mouthful of that every kilometre as I go. I do have extra sachets to mix up, so when I do go out of it, I can make it up with the water on course. When I go through a water station, I will take a cup of water when I go through a water station, but then every kilometre we'll do the sip of hydration. And then at the 5K marks, we'll have 3 cliff blocks and have the energy chews for those ones until I can stand it. So for me, in the past, in my last few marathons, I get to a point about 30 to 35 kilometres that I can't tolerate any more food. So for me, it's a matter of that point just hanging on to a hydration, but I will probably have a little bit more carbs tonight, and I will go in with my sugars being on the higher side, as I have for the last 24 hours, which is probably why I haven't been feeling so great this morning, because my blood sugars have been on the higher side, but that's okay. That's what we need them to be like.
Cool. And today you didn't race, you actually just did a 20-minute shakeout.
So just got back not too long ago from my last 20-minute run. Probably went out a bit too fast, but that's okay. We probably had excess energy in the tank anyway, so that's fine. It went well. So tomorrow's about just picking that easy, comfortable pace for the first 21 kilometres, settle into it, and then see what the second half of the race brings, whether we can keep that pace or we just have to slow it down a tad.
Absolutely.
So finish line for me, never a finish time, celebrating getting to the end of the line. So for me, coming from someone who didn't run to coming from the back of the pack, I know what it's like to be the last person on course. So last year at Sunshine Coast Marathon, I was the second last person across the line. So I definitely know what it's like to be at the back of the pack and to be that person who is coming right before finish time and about to be cut off and DNF. So I do know that feeling. So that's why I say a finish line, celebrate you got to the finish line. No matter how you did it.
No, I don't think you're going to be at the back of the pack this year.
No.
Not with the way your training's been going.
Not how we're going, so we'll see how we go and see what tomorrow brings. It's going to be what I'm calling in my head an extra long Sunday run.
Perfect.
And we'll see how it goes. Maybe with 10,000 people. I don't know how many people are going to be on course tomorrow.
Not sure.
We'll see, because that's when the streets of Gold Coast get taken over by the runners, not the cars. So we'll see how that goes tomorrow. Hopefully the rain will stay up a bit.
Yeah, no worries. Any questions you've got of me or anything like that?
No, I just want to say thank you so much for the plan. It's been amazing, and you've been totally flexible with everything and really approachable all the way through. So I wish you the best for your run as well. I know that you've put a lot of sort of effort into training and coaching, not just me, but your youngsters that you coach at the schools. So I know that your training's not exactly on par for where it should be. So I wish you the best with your course run tomorrow. And maybe we may meet up on course somewhere and we may finish together. Who knows?
Maybe it could be about along those lines.
It could be. So we'll see how that goes, and I'm sure we'll see each other along the course at the turnaround points when we're running towards each other. And if it so be that you and I catch up on course, then I'm sure we'll bring each other across that finish line. It doesn't matter what time it is, we'll get to that finish line.
Absolutely. Well done. All right.
Thank you.
Well, good luck.
Thanks.
Enjoy. That's the best important thing, is enjoy it.
Yes.
It is a beautiful course. I just wish Gold Coast was showing herself off as best she can, but
it's been 2 years. It's been 2 years since Gold Coast Marathon's been on, so let's just make the most of what it is. It's been 2 years in the making for this, so I think if I had run the marathon 2 years ago, I don't think the results are going to speak for what they are now. I think for me, having got a coach this year and actually followed a plan rather than just, winging it myself, I think has been amazingly different. Like, the 5K, the 10K, 15, 21, everything's spoken for itself the last couple of months. So tomorrow is just the icing on the cake. Whatever happens, happens. For me, it's probably going to be a PB no matter what. But the question is by how much. So we'll just see.
Absolutely. And what made you actually seek out a coach? rather than follow a plan that you can get through either Gold Coast or Sydney.
Abilities to sort of give me that edge to follow. As you probably notice, I can go out and don't think, just do.
Yeah.
And everything, you know, someone to tell me what to do, how to do it, and just follow the instruction book. But I didn't want just a plan off the shelf because it doesn't work. I sort of had tried that in the past, like picking some random plan, kilometre based. But I don't think for me, kilometre based, like go out and run X amount of kilometres on this day. Okay, that's fine. But then having the tempo sessions during the week, the hills, you know, doing those type of things has actually worked better for me rather than just going on Sunday, okay, go and do X amount of kilometres. Because at the beginning we didn't focus on kilometres, we focused on time. So you had me running slower to run longer. And I'm sure there was a lot of complaining about, this is too slow.
It was initially, but you know, once you understood what we were trying to do, that seemed to relate a little bit better for you. So
yeah, and a lot of people have actually admired, like they haven't said it directly to me, but they've been watching.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been watching behind the scenes. They go, like, the looks like, wow, this is like where you've been 6 months ago, and this is where you are today.
Absolutely.
So I think they're just waiting to see what happens tomorrow.
Exactly. And look, if it doesn't happen, you know, you'll get to cross a line, but I'm sure with what you've done so far, as long as
anyone, 42 kilometres is a long way to go, so anything can happen to anybody along the way. So you could be the most elite runner trained to the day, and you may find the wheels fall off halfway through along.
Look at the Brisbane Commonwealth Games that we just had with the Scottish guy Caleb.
Yep, look at Sunshine Coast last year, what happened at the finish line, that carnage.
Yep.
So anything can happen when it comes to race day. I'm pretty sure actually today, Gold Coast, I just seen a headline, someone collapsed on the course today, somewhere along the course, so...
On a half marathon,
So anything can happen, so yeah, just got to look after yourself out there and do what you need to do. If you can't stick with the pace, then don't stick with the pace, then go out and do your race. Don't worry about the 10,000 people next to you on course. You do you.
That's it. Wise words.
Don't focus on your friend. Your friend's for training.
Yep.
Just do your thing on race day.
Yeah, and it's the same with the training. You know, people will look at your training and they will question why you're doing what you're doing. You know, because it's not what they do or anything like that.
Yeah.
We try to make sure that it is as flexible as possible. Like even with Chrissy, she couldn't run the other day, so we moved the session, you know, to accommodate her.
Exactly.
And that's what we've always worked with you. I've always said, if you have work commitments or things, we could shuffle things around, and we have done that in the past. So
yeah, so we'll just see how it goes. So after this, it's Jetty to Jetty 10K.
Yep.
So look, potentially there could be another 10K PB on the cards, but look, I'm treating Jetty to Jetty as just let's see what happens on the day.
Just have fun.
It's 2 weeks after Gold Coast. We'll just see what the body wants to do. If it's going to do another PB, so be it. We'll see how, you know, what happens leading into that. So I think the next thing is just see how Gold Coast goes and move forward into the next block of training and see how that goes.
Awesome. Sounds good.
Definitely.
Awesome. All right. Well done.
Thank you.
Getting through the block.
Yep.
And now just enjoy.
Definitely.
And have fun tomorrow.
Thank you.
And we'll see you there.
Definitely.
All right.
Thanks.
See you guys.